Hey, it's Griffin House. Welcome back to the Stories and Song podcast. So last week we listened to Amsterdam, the first song on my first official release, Lost and Found. I was listening back to the audio before I posted the podcast, and it struck me how differently my singing voice sounded than how I sing now. I guess the fact that the song was recorded way back in 2003. I think it was November of 2003. That probably has something to do with it. I was only 23 years old. That's kind of hard to believe. Anyway, I love that recording. I love that melody. There are a lot of recordings, in fact, probably over half of them, that I'd probably go back and change something that I'm not quite satisfied with. A lot of recordings are like that, but this next one is called Ah Me. It's the second song on Lost and Found. So I think I'll just go right through Lost and Found in order and start the podcast this way. I'll go through the whole album and then we'll figure out what to do from there. So this is track 2. Self-fulfilling prophecy. Ever heard of that? Me neither. No, self-fulfilling prophecy. I wrote this song, Ah Me, before the song actually happened. And then the story in the song happened to me several years later in real life. I think that's happened with other songs of mine too. They say you have to be careful what you wish for. It might just come true. Well, it turns out I have to be careful what kind of song I write. It might just happen to me. I guess you won't hear me writing songs about me driving off a cliff anytime soon, although I'm just now realizing that maybe I should write some songs about me winning the lottery or world peace or something. What if every time I wrote a song, it literally came true? This song did, so you never know. I wrote a song called Fenway, and that year the Red Sox won the World Series. So I don't know, there might be something going on here. I think I started Ami in this crappy slum of an apartment on 15th and Tasker Street in Philadelphia before I moved to Nashville. I remember picking up a copy of Ryan Adams' Heartbreaker, I think down on South Street in Philly, and I distinctly remember trying to write a song that kind of had a winding wheel type vibe. I think that was the second song on his record, but I don't really know where these words came from. Obviously a breakup of some kind, probably with my college girlfriend. Ah me was a phrase that I heard older people say when they were reflecting in sort of a nostalgic and helpless way about life. How her wind swept across my scenes just came out of nowhere, but I thought it was a really nice phrase, so that became the chorus. Oh, my wife just came home. Okay, I'm back. So, my wife walked in the door, so I had to go say hi. And now I was playing her some of the podcast, make sure that it was good. So, back to what we were talking about. The part that came true was after I'd been in Nashville for a couple years and gone through another serious relationship. I met a girl from Ohio that I moved back to the Buckeye State for. We dated for a short time, and then we got engaged. And basically, the whole wedding was planned before we both got cold feet and realized that we either weren't ready for this or it just wasn't right for some reason. It's kind of funny that my wife walked in the door right at this minute, isn't it? So I had spent my life saving for this. Here's what I meant to say. I'd spent my life savings on the ring. There wasn't any bad blood, and we remained friends and friendly for a long time, and she was cool enough to give the ring back to me. The other thing that was pretty cool is that the guy who sold me the ring in downtown Cincinnati, his name was Art. Art, if you're listening, buddy, God bless you. Art only asked me to pay a small restocking fee and gave me the money back for the ring. I feel like if I was a total badass like the guy in the song, I would have shown how heartbroken I was by leaving the money laid down on the counter like the guy in the song did. But the guy in the song, I think, was only dealing with a couple $100 at a pawn shop. And this was not the case with this ring. I actually just couldn't really afford to do that. It was pretty much everything I had. And I was essentially broke after I bought that ring. Maybe she sensed that, and her dad knew that too, and that had something to do with why I was not ready to be a great marriage partner at that point in my life. Oh well, it worked out in the end. So I guess it didn't happen exactly like the song, but pretty close. Often the stories in my songs are a combination of things that happen to me. The first verse in the breakup song, for instance, might be about one person, while the second verse might be about somebody else. I guess that's kind of how based on a true story fiction works. One can't assume that just because it's in the first person, it means that it's definitely about the person narrating. I explored writing in the third person on my new album, Rising Star, that's out now. The first couple songs, first 2 or 3 songs are in the third person. So go check that out if you haven't already. GriffinHouseMusic.com. You can check out my new record and tour dates. And I'll see you back here next time. And for now, this is the second track on Lost and Found. It's called Ah Me.
I was just thinking we could work it out, maybe get around and take the trip down south. But she had enough. So I stormed out of the bedroom to the morning light. I was missing Cincinnati, so I booked me a flight. Yeah, I had enough. Me, how a wind swept across my scene. Me, how a wind swept across my scene. But I couldn't take the plane 'cause I wanted to stay. I was hoping we could work it out some way. But she had enough. So I took the diamond ring to the shop downtown. I left the ring in the glass, he left the money laid down. And I was left in the lost and found. Me, how a wind swept across my scene. Me, how a wind swept across my scene. I fight the dream. Say we've grown apart. I don't wanna hear you say things have changed. No, I just want things to be the same. Say if I fight the dream, say there'll be no wind for me. Me, how a wind swept across my scene. Me, how a wind swept across my scene. Me, me. I fight the dream.
And that's Ah Me. Thanks so much for tuning in to Stories and Song, a podcast by me, Griffin House. Talk to you next time where we explore yet another track by yours truly. Cheers.